Making this video for this comment right here, I hope it helps you, bro. Just to give you some proof, this is how I looked when I was skinny fat with belly and chest fat. And this is me now, 60 pounds down and leaner after fixing lots of problems. I'll share 3 key points that I use that help me get rid of my skinny fat look, including chest and belly fat, so that you can keep going on your journey. And a disclaimer, this has helped me. It might not help you, but I hope it does. The first step is sticking with your calorie deficit, even if you've only been doing it for a week. And here's how I made it work for me. So a calorie deficit is the best way to lose fat, even in your spots like your chest and belly. If you want a super simple answer, eat less, move more, but that doesn't really help a lot of people, so I'll go a little bit more into it. So pretty much you want to find out your BMR, right? My BMR is 2,500, right? So if I eat 2,500 calories, that means I'm not going to gain weight or lose weight. This is my BMR, which means if I eat this amount of calories, because I'm tracking my calories, right? That means I'm not going to gain weight or lose weight. Kind of simple, right? But if you subtract 500 from this, then you get 2,000, and you will lose a pound a week if you subtract 500 from it. But the thing is, a pound of fat is like nothing, right? Now, just because you lost 1 pound, it doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. You have to just do it for a super long time. Like, this is the example I always give, is the paper towel analogy. So think it's like a roll of a paper towel, and you have 1 sheet, 2 sheet, 3 sheet, 4 sheet, and then you just keep having these paper towel sheets around it. And the more paper towel sheets you have, the more fat you are. So if you're like 50 pounds overweight, every time you lose 1 pound, it's 1 pound off of the paper sheet. To actually have abs or just be less fat, you need to lose a lot. But you see how when you only lost 1 pound, it's not that much, right? Like, it didn't make a difference. But with the power of editing, if I lose 10 pounds, there you go, right? See, a little bit smaller, but it's still only 10 pounds. But this has been 10 weeks, right? If you lose 1 pound a week, it's 10 weeks. So you have to do it for a very long time. Now, let's say we keep doing it, the power of editing, let's just imagine that's like 20 more weeks. So let's see. And now, as you can see, we've lost so much weight, so many paper towels, that you can now finally start to see your abs, see your bicep vein, see your muscles, have a better jawline, all the benefits that you get from losing weight. So you have to realize that it takes a long time and that you just need to stick with it. And for me, I tracked every single thing I ate with a calorie tracking app called Lose It. You can use any calorie tracking. I use Lose It because I like it the most. But yeah, you want to track every single thing you eat because you want to know if you are actually eating less than your BMR. And if you don't know your BMR, just ask ChatGPT to figure it out for you. Be like, hey, ChatGPT, how do I find out my BMR? It'll give you questions. You answer those questions, it'll give you your BMR. Once you get your BMR, right, this is the number that you need to remember. Once you get the BMR, you minus 500 from it, boom, right, like we just said. Now at 2,000, with 2,000 calories, if you eat 2,000 calories, right, then you are going to lose weight. But how do you know you're eating 2,000 calories? You have to track everything with a calorie tracking app, like I just said. So download any single calorie tracking app. It's not that, there's like 1,000 of them. Download one, see the one you like, and just try and be consistent with it. And another thing you have to figure out, or another thing you have to do with calorie tracking, is you have to use a food scale. So just get a food scale. They're not that much, right? Just find a food scale, get it. And then every time you eat, weigh out what you're eating and then track it so that you know you're not going above that number. Another thing is that fat comes off at different places for different people. Like for me, it comes off of my thighs and butt first. So once I start gaining weight, I gain primarily my fat in my thighs and my butt and lower back. It's tough. I've been blessed with a huge ass. Tough. But yeah, that's just me. But for you, some people carry a lot in their arms, right? And a lot of people carry it in their stomach. Like the most common is the belly fat, which is why it's so hard and why it's like 99% of people have it, because your body just has, if you eat more, it's like, oh, we can just store this energy for later, right? It's just in a survival mode. But some people have it in different places, and you have to remember that. So don't be discouraged if your fat loss looks different from other people's fat loss. Like I know people that have pretty much no fat on their abs, right? Their belly, but they have all their fat in their thighs, and their thighs take forever to get all the fat off. So don't be discouraged by that. And I made a list called EAT so that hopefully it helps you. So E stands for eat less food. A stands for always write it. So you want to eat less food. And when you do eat food, you want to always write it down in the calorie tracking app. Just because you fail one day doesn't mean you give up, right? It's not like once I got a 6-pack, I was like, oh, that's it. No need to work out anymore. No. It's a infinite game. You have to see it as a game. Most games worth playing are infinite games, right? The goal isn't to get in shape. The goal is to stay in shape forever, right? You don't want to get in shape for 6 weeks and then just stop working out, stop tracking your calories, and stop doing everything else. No, you want to stay in shape for the rest of your life. So don't be discouraged that it takes a super long time. That's why it's valuable. It takes forever and it's a lot of hard work. It's gonna suck, but you just have to get through it. And know that if you eat less and move more, you pretty much, and you track everything, right? You eat less food, you always write it, and you try every day, you do not lose. Focus on the daily inputs, right? Be fast at your inputs, be fast tracking your calories, be fast trying to weigh your food, be fast trying to eat lower amounts of food, but the outputs take a lot more time. So extend how long you wait to see an outcome by a long time. I promise you, it'll help a lot more. And here's a quick story. So I used to just not track my calories and I would just guess. And that kept me stuck for months because I didn't know how much I was eating. I didn't know if I was losing weight. And it sucked because I was just in this constant guessing mode. Like, oh, I think this is this many calories and I think it's that many calories. And I wasn't tracking anything. And when I did start tracking, I realized how much food I was eating. And I was like, oh my goodness, dude, I need to start tracking everything. So I started to track everything and I started to finally lose weight. But then another mistake I did was starting to eat snacks and then not record the snacks. Track every single thing you eat. Write everything down. Write it down because those little snacks, they add up so fast. And remember how our BMR, so if this is my BMR, right? And you subtract 500 because you want to lose 1 pound a week, right? And pretty much the whole goal is, okay, so so 1 pound of fat equals 1 pound of fat equals 3,500 burned calories, right? So why you lose 1 pound a week is because in 7 days of eating 500 calories less, this adds up to 3,500, which then adds up to 1 pound of fat loss, which is why it takes so long. But with that in mind, that doesn't mean that if one day you eat 2,000, the next day you eat 2,000, right? So let's say this. Also, I forgot my other point that I was saying, so bear with me. So say this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? Let's say you ate 2,000 calories on Monday and your BMR is 2,500, right? Well, let's say you eat 2,000 calories each and every single day, right? Until Saturday, you're like, nah, I want to eat 2,500, right? Now, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world, right? Because look, if our BMR is 2,500, we've burned 2,500, right? And if we ate 2,000 calories on this day, then we would have burnt 3,000. And then on the 7th day, if we ate 2,000 calories, we would have burnt 3,500, which would have been a pound of fat. But you decide to eat 2,500 calories. So now we're back down to 2,000. And this is what people think, oh my God, I ruined it. And then what they do is they mess up the 7th day and the 8th day and the 9th day and the 10th day. And then they finally go back to this cycle of, okay, well, let's try to lose a pound of fat, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, and it just repeats forever. Here is something that helps me so much. Look, this number is 2,000, right? So on the first day, you ate 2,000, second, third, fourth, fifth, but the 6th, you ate 2,500. That sucks, right? But on the 7th day, if you ate 2,500 because you didn't lose any more weight. So this is just how many calories you lost coming up to this day, right? Because if you did eat 2,000 calories, it would have gone up to 3,000. But because you didn't and you ate over 500, it's 2,500. But here's the cheat code. If on the 7th day, you eat 1,500, and it doesn't mean you only have to eat 1,500 calories. This is how I do it. So if I eat over on this day, what I'll usually do is I'll split this in half, which I'll pretty much do this. I'll eat 250 less calories and then burn an extra 250 calories, so if I only eat 1,750 and then burn an extra 250, we get to 1,500, which gets us to that number right there. And why that's important is because now we are back at 3,500. Oh my God. And at the end of the week, you went so in the beginning of the week, you were 181. And at the end of the week, you are now 180 because boom, you lost 1 pound of fat. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, like I said, just because you mess up one day, it doesn't mean you can just, throw everything away. You can, like I just showed you, eat less and move more, and you still will burn weight. So say you're losing calories, right? And your BMR is 2,500 minus 500, 2,000. But what I used to do was I would eat snacks, right? And I wouldn't track some snacks. Those snacks I was eating, like some peanuts and 1 Reese's cup and a banana and a couple, like some candy from here and there, some drinks, some oil, some butter. You see how many things I didn't track? And in total, I tracked everything major that I ate, but I was like, oh, I'm at 2,000 calories. I'm perfect. But I didn't track the banana. I didn't track the, okay, so let's say plus 100 from the banana I didn't track, plus 200 from the oil I didn't track, plus 100 from some random candy. We are now at, what is that? 1, 2, 4. Now we're at 2,400. So we only lost 100 calories. Not good, not good, which pretty much means you will stay the same weight. And that kept me at the same weight for like 4 months, was that I wouldn't track these tiny things. And then I would only track the big things thinking I'm losing weight, but I'm not, because I'm not tracking the banana, the peanuts, the like whatever you eat as a snack. And do not make that mistake. Key point number 2 is to keep walking and add light workouts. The second tip is keep walking and adding light workouts like you've just said that you've already been doing. Remember, I was making this for the commenter on my last video. So I hope you've made it this far, because if you have, I hope it's useful. If it is, please comment below. That'd be awesome. But yeah, walking every day burns more calories and it doesn't like spike your appetite. So you don't want to go eat after you just walked, which is good because it doesn't make you hungry and you don't eat. So for me, I try to aim for 10,000 steps each day. And why I aim for 10,000 steps is because when I aim for 10,000 steps, it's, for me, you burn like an extra 200 to 300 calories, right? But if you only aimed for like, let's say 5,000 steps, then you'd probably only end up getting 5,000 or sometimes 6,000. But when you aim for 10,000, you usually, you don't hit it, or if you do hit it, perfect. But if you don't, you still end up walking more anyway, like sometimes 9,000, 8,000 steps, 11,000 on occasional days. But that's why I aim for 10,000 steps, because when you aim for a higher number, you walk more in general. So yeah, I aim for 10,000 steps, just get the steps in. You can sync on most calorie tracking apps, you can sync the steps to the iPhone, and inside of the app, it'll tell you how many steps you have. The reason I like that so much is because when you see that your steps are burning calories, so say you've walked 7,500 steps, right? It equals around, like, for me, around 150 calories. But when you see that, it's like you get a positive feedback loop. You're like, oh, walking equals more calories burned, which equals more food I can eat. So when you see this, you're like, oh, so walking burns more calories, which means I get more food that I can eat. So then let me just keep walking so that I can get more calories, so that I can get more food. And then you just keep rinse and repeating. And like for me, this is what I love seeing. Like when I go in the app and seeing, oh, if I walk 10,000 steps, I get to eat more food. And it just checking it like in the middle of the day, it's like, oh, sick, I'm at 7,500 steps. Let's just keep walking, because then I can eat some more food later in the day. And for me, that's super helpful. And sometimes you don't even want to eat more food in the day, and you walked in a lot of extra steps, and then you've just lost more weight. So yeah, aim for 10,000 steps. And if you really want to be a baller, aim for 20,000 steps. That takes forever, but if you can aim for 20,000 steps, you'll be losing an extra 500 calories or somewhere around that. I'm like not 100% sure. And yeah, it'll make your fat loss journey so much easier. And if you can't always get 10,000 steps in, here are some like things that I do to get 10,000 steps. So when I'm at the gym and I'm just resting, right? So say I do a set of bicep curls and I'm just resting. Let me just rest. And while I'm resting, I'll walk around and I'll pace back and forth, catch my breath. Like I'll walk around the gym, take a lap or two. As I do this for every single set, that's like an extra 5,000 steps just from me being at the gym, right? Another tip that I do is, so say I'm at a parking lot, okay? What I will do is I'll park as far away as possible so that I have to walk all the way to the store, get whatever the heck I need in the store, walk all the way back. And that's probably an extra like 2,000 steps just from that. So if we go to the gym, extra 5,000 steps. If we park super far away when we're getting stuff, extra 2,000, like anywhere. If you need to go to the doctor, park as far away as you can, walk all the way there. My favorite one is when I go to work, right? So when I go to work, I'll try to go to work really early just because I like going to work early. So I'm never ever late, so that I can be the best employee and the most hardworking person ever. Just kidding, it doesn't really matter we all have 24 hours in a day. No one can be the hardest working person. I just like saying that because I like it, okay? Why not? But yeah, when I'm at work or when I'm about to go to work, I literally park as far away as I can, right? So say you biked, and if you bike, oh my God, even better, right? If you bike anywhere, if you have the option to bike and you're trying to lose weight and you have the time extra in the day to bike somewhere, like bike to the gym, bike to work, then do that, because you burn some calories, right? And it takes longer. So you just burn more calories and you get more light cardio. And yeah. And I forgot to mention, you want to add light workouts. I like doing full body 3 times a week because say on Monday, I'm like, okay, let's take a rest day. Then on Tuesday, I take a rest day. Then on Wednesday, I'm like, okay, let's go work out. On Tuesday, I rest. On Friday, workout. Saturday and Sunday, maybe something comes up. So I have to rest twice, right? And then on Monday, the next Monday, I can hit another workout. Then I can rest and workout. And I like doing this. Or if I'm feeling good, I'll just rest and then hit a workout. Sometimes rest and hit a workout. But my problem with like other splits is that, like say I miss a shoulder day or I miss a leg day, it's like, oh man, that sucks. I missed this day for the entire week. No bueno. Also, full body days, like you put on some good music, like some freaking Slipknot or like some Pop Smoke, and you just jam out and have some freaking, just turn off your brain and just get a good pump in for everything. It's the best. Also, if you don't like some days, like leg days, I like to do like my least favorite exercises in the beginning, right? So least, I'm just gonna put a star because I don't know how to spell favorite. Least favorite exercises, and exercises, I'm gonna put a dumbbell because I don't really know how to spell exercises. Least favorite exercises from the top, right? So I do leg press, calf raises on the beginning, and then my favorite exercises, we keep going down towards the bottom. That means when I get to the gym, I'm pumped up, you know, you might have some pre-workout, you're freaking get some good music. You know, you do the stuff that you don't want to do in the beginning, but you still do it like with good intensity. Then you start doing the stuff you really like. And even if you're a little tired, you'll just do it like better than these ones because you like it more. But if you did it the opposite way, like what I used to do, which if we reverse this and we do our least favorite at the end, you usually just end up skipping it because you're tired, you just don't want to do it. And then you end up just skipping it. But if you want a full body workout, just go ahead and ask ChatGPT to make you a full body workout, right? So ask ChatGPT, or AI, I guess, to make you a full body workout. So this is exactly what I would say to it. Hey, AI, can you make me a full body workout, hitting every muscle, working out 3 to 4 times a week with this gym in mind? And that's it. So like say you go to Planet Fitness, hey, make a full body workout for me 3 to 4 times a week, hitting each muscle at Planet Fitness or at the YMCA. Or a home workout, full body workout, but I only have a pull-up bar and push-ups on the floor. Or, hey, I have some dumbbells, here are the weights, make a full workout. And yeah, that really helps me. And remember, you can't pick where body fat comes off of. It comes off all at once, like all around your entire body. Because like, imagine how weird it'd be if you had a 6-pack, but your legs had fat, arms had fat, face had fat. You pull up your shirt and it's a 6-pack. It would just look weird. So that's why just calm down. But obviously staying active, like walking more and doing light workouts helps. And eventually it'll get rid of the chest and belly fat that you have. And I made a list called GO, if you understand it more. So G stands for get walking. I walk for 30 minutes daily, try to get as many steps as you can in. And O, only lift. Well, I'll be honest. So yeah, just only lift weights, full body workout. If you want, you can do home workouts, but I couldn't think of another analogy to come up with. So GO was the one that I picked. Get walking and lift weights. And here's a personal story to wrap it all together. So I used to run 24/7 in the morning. I would like wake up, get ready, 5 a.m. Like I'm not joking, I'd get up at 5 a.m. and then I would go for a run because I'm like, if I run, I'll lose fat quicker. So I'd end up running 5 miles, 6 miles, 3 miles. And then later in the day, I would swim as well on top of that. But there's 2 problems. It hurt my body. I got super hungry later in the day. So then I decided to switch to just light walking, and that literally made my life so much better. It literally took less effort, and I saw my belly and chest fat slowly starting to shrink away, which is like the #1 thing that I wanted to see. I hope that helps you. And the third point, probably the most important point, be patient with fat loss. Fat loss doesn't come insanely quickly. It's a super, super slow process that you have to just endure and learn how to make it easier each and every day. But I will tell you, the #1 thing has helped me, realizing that there are no shortcuts, and the only shortcut is the long way of just being consistent and doing everything you need to do each and every day. Even if you cheat on your diet, just the next day, immediately get back to the same thing you were just doing the day before and walk more, eat less. Again, you have to be patient. The fat on your chest and the fat on your belly, it takes time to get rid of. And here are some things that might help you learn how to be more patient. And let me define patience real quickly. So for me, how I define it is doing something in the meantime, right? I'm being patient right now for all my other YouTube videos that are trying to get more views, right? I'm being patient right now by waiting for my subscribers to go up, right? I'm being patient right now for not eating because I want to lose some weight, right? So it's just patience equals doing something in the meantime. So if you want to be patient with fat loss, do something in the meantime while fat loss will just occur, if you know what I mean. So yeah, fat loss happens all over your body, and places like your chest and belly might just take longer. So don't give up after a week. It takes a super long time, and just see it as, okay, did I do everything I could have possibly done to make this day the best day I could have for losing weight sustainably? Yes, we won. Let's do it the next day. Let's do it the next day. Like, did I walk 10,000 steps? Did I not eat over? Did I get enough sleep? Did I drink enough water? Did I eat low calorie foods? Did I eat high protein foods? I did all that? Perfect. Focus on the inputs, not the output. I focused on moving more and eating less, right? It really just comes down to how simple that is. And I knew that eventually, if I just did those two things, I would lose those annoying belly fat and chest fat. And if you want extra help, you can talk to a pro. Like, I'm not a professional. I've lost 60 pounds. That doesn't mean I'm a professional. These are just what have helped me. But here's a framework that might help you take it more slow. So this is honestly probably one of my favorite ones that I just came up with. It's called SLOW. So S stands for stay with it. Don't give up after a week. You got this. Just stay with it. L stands for let it take time. Takes a very long time. So just try to find something to do in the meantime. O, only keep going, because there is no shortcuts. The only shortcut is the long way, because the shortcuts never get you there in the beginning. The long way is the shortest way, because like I just said, the shortcuts never get you there. And W, the most important one, wait for results. All right, guys, wait. You have to. I know it sucks, but if you just give up after a week, it will take forever. But if you S, stay with it, L, let it take time, O, only keep going, and W, wait for results, you will see results. I promise you that. I can't promise you anything, but if you do what you know you're supposed to do, you will 9 times out of 10 see the results. Like, for me in the beginning, I wanted my belly fat to be gone instantly, right? But I'm not lying, it took months for me to see some actual noticeable belly fat loss changes. Staying patient and consistent overall saved me from quitting early and eventually getting really lean. So I hope this helped you. If you liked the video, comment down below. That's all I ask for. See you guys.